Welcome to part 2 of the cybersecurity. In this part, we are going to focus on data security core principles. And here we are now going to discuss the CIA Triad, consisting of the confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Let's now start to understand what is confidentiality. The protection of sensitive information from being accessed or disclosed by an authorized individual. So anyone who is not authorized to access information should not access that information. That we call it confidential, meaning that the information only remains those people who are authorized to use or access it. Then when we talk of integrity, the protection of data from unauthorized modification or destruction, meaning that the data is not altered or the data is not modified or deleted or changed, meaning that we retain the original form of that information. Then availability, assurance of timely and reliable access to data and system by authorized users, meaning that the systems is available for use by the authorized users, e.g. the mobile money, the bank, accessing the bank, even checking your results. Those are among the, we should ensure that the data is available for you to do those practices. So now let's now understand what is data confidentiality in details as we move together. Data only refers to the protecting information from unauthorized users or disclosure. And this means that only authorized users should access sensitive information. E.g., for example, students should access their results, not an outsider who should access their results. For example, in an hospital setup or a clinic setup, the doctors will have the right to access that information so that they can do the right diagnosis. So what are the importance of confidentiality? Protection of personal data. It's very good because it ensures that the personal data is protected. Prevent leakages of information. That no data is leaked or information. Then we have also trust. It builds trust with the people you're working with or the people whom you are using their data or you are storing their data for you. That's why they will gain more trust. Then it's also a way of complying with legal requirement that we shall see in our later parts, that we'll be looking at the Kenyan laws or the Act of Parliament that aligns with what we call the data protection and privacy. Then what are the methods of maintaining confidentiality? One, use of password. Password restricts access to systems and data. That's the truth. That if you don't have passwords, you cannot access data. Example of strong password like the one I've put there. Ensure that your data is very strong. It should be not with few characters. It should be combined with so many characters to ensure that it is very hard for hackers to hack it. Then number 2, have encryptions, just converting the readable data into unreadable data. Simply changing the plain text to what we call ciphertext. When you change the plain text to ciphertext, meaning that that data is now unreadable. So you should have clear procedures or encryption algorithms on how to unhide the data so that it can be understood. E.g. in online banking, they use a lot of encryption to secure the transaction. Then number 3, we have access control. Access control. You have to limit the access control, or those people can view and modify information. You have to put there what access control are you giving. Are they only, view and edit, view and download? There are so many controls you can put. E.g., an HR staff can only have access to edit the employee salary record, but employee can only see and download. Then use authentication. This that we should ensure that the user identity is verified before giving him or her authorization. You have to check that these are correct data. You have to counter check and confirm so that is the right person and the data belongs to that person, so that you can now give him the rights to use the data. Examples include passwords. He or she should use password to confirm fingerprints, facial recognition, one-time password, all those to ensure that it's the right person you are dealing with. You are verified that is the right person, just like a verification process. Then when you talk of what are confidential information? 1, examination results, medical records, bank account, national ID numbers, Their employee salaries, they're confidential. Business trade secrets, those are also confidential. They should not be shared. They should not be shared to unauthorized people. So the second in the triad is the data integrity, and we have talked about it, which refers to maintaining the accuracy, consistency, and reliability of data, meaning that the data remained unmodified, unless they are modified by the authorized users or authorized personnel. What is the importance of data security? One, it ensures accuracy in decision making. Very true. Maintain trust in information system, meaning that the information in the system doesn't change. Prevent fraudulent errors, meaning that if the data is accurate, errors may not arise. Then e.g. student grades should not be altered without authorization. For example, someone has done a first assessment, he has failed, then he has to do another attempt, so that the information can now be altered. Should be have a clear way, a clear laid down procedures, just not just being altered. Yeah, we have to follow procedures, and it will be edited or modified by an authorized personnel. Then threats to integrity. Threats to data integrity. One, we have what we call malware attacks. Malicious softwares are there. They want to attack and tamper the information. Number two, human error. Sometimes we have human error that we are trying to improve on it. Then unauthorized modification. Yeah, those are the challenges that we are facing in data integrity. Instead of capturing something, you capture that it's wrong. Human error. Then hardware failures and software bugs. Yeah. When the system fails with some data, it will be very hard for us to have the clear data unless we had a clear backup on it. Then software bugs. They are there. Software bugs that might also arise to these challenges. Methods of ensuring data integrity. One is data validation. This is just when you enter the data now, you have to counter check it to ensure that the data you have entered is the correct one and complete. Example, rejecting letters in a phone number field. A form rejecting letters in a phone number field. Yeah, it's very good. Okay. If they want you to enter only the numbers, it will not allow you to enter what? It will not allow you to enter alphabets. Yeah. Then number two, you have to have backups. Store data separately. In case of a recovery, you can get it easily. Then you have checksum. These are mathematical values used to detect changes in a file. Yeah, these are when you run the checksums. They will show you when if there were changes in the file or in the data. Then access control. Restrict unauthorized modification. Yeah, in access control, you have to restrict how we should have a list of authorized personnel to edit something in the data which belongs to a person. Then examples of data integrity violation. One, changing examination mark illegally. That's what we call data integrity violation. Altering financial records. Modifying customer information without authorization. Those are just examples. Now, let's look at the third member of the triad, the data availability. Means that ensuring that the system and data are accessible whenever needed. Meaning that when you use the system, it should be available anytime, anywhere, so long as you have the access to the resources via the internet or any other method. So importance of data availability is that it supports continuous operation. Let's say you want to access something from, let's say, from the bank, so that it can finish your operation. Should be available. Then we have prevent service interruption. Yeah, it's very good to ensure that the service continues. There's no interruption because its resource is available throughout 24 hours. It enables also timely decision making because you don't want to wait until the system is up. Yeah, because it's always available. An example, an ATM system running 24/7. That's okay. Yeah, you can access the money anytime, anywhere you want to use the money. Then threats to data availability is one, power outages. When you have those backups and when there's no power, and you don't have a clear plan for power backups, you will have that challenge. Then we have distributed denial of service attack, DDoS, whereby when you're accessing information or accessing that database, there's some denial of service which might arise. We shall look at it in our next parts. Then we have hardware failure. Hardware failure, that which might happen. Natural disaster can also happen. Malware attack can also happen. So we should have clear ways of preventing this. Some, like natural disaster, is very, very hard to prevent. Then what are methods of ensuring availability? One, regular backups. You should have regular backups. Enable restoration of lost data easily, immediately when something has happened. Then redundant systems. Backup systems that take over when primary system fail. When there is a fail in the primary system, automatically another system take over. So when you talk of the redundant systems, yeah, backup systems that may take over when primary system failed. Yeah, that's what we are talking about. Then disaster recovery plans. As a business, you should have what we call disaster recovery plans. These are simply the procedure of restoring operation after disruption. Let's say you have been attacked by the cybersecurity, cyber attackers online. So you should know at what point or when will you ensure that the system has restored. You should detect them and deter them immediately so that you can restore your system. The other things you should do is you should also install what we call UPSs, an interruptible power supply, in case there was temporary outages or the temporary blackout. You are able to continue availing the needed data for processing. And that's the end of the part 2. Next part we shall be handling the part 3. Thank you.